Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and Rob. We are back with
lots of ages.
We are back with, I think we call this show Chewing Plug. I should probably shorten that at some point.
Chewing. I bet people look at the acronym behind us and like, that doesn't say Chewing Plug.
Presented by Game Changer Sports Network. So once again, first off, we took a 2-week hiatus for holidays and various other things that had to be done on our end. We're back. We're without Trevor again. He's currently doing some military stuff that I don't really listen to, so he will eventually be back on show with us. Until then, we have Rob again.
That's me.
That was so unenthusiastic.
Not doing military stuff. At the moment.
Can you even do military stuff?
Depends. Drive a truck? Yeah. A push-up? No.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is always hit or miss in my place. We always go to my in-laws, but I always have to work. I always have to go to work 12:30 a.m. Friday night. So I enjoy the day, but the nap has to turn into go to sleep. And if anything gets in that way, then it ruins Friday for me. But luckily, I went over there, had a nice meal, came home. The rest of the family did visiting, and I was good. Best one in a while.
Definitely would have loved it if my wife let me sleep that early.
Well, you probably have to get for FedEx pretty damn early.
Yeah, well, I don't have to be there until 8 because the terminal itself doesn't know how to actually finish the sort. So we don't get there until 8, and it's great.
Well, I'm almost done for the day at 8 o'clock.
I'm just starting my 200 stops at 9 o'clock, so it's a fun time. So we're going to open the show with our usual segment that we started, 3 weeks before we actually cut for 2 weeks? So 5 weeks ago? We call it the coin toss, so we're going to give you 2 options, and we're going to choose one. Heads or tails? What'd you get?
I didn't have a coin.
Heads. You got heads.
I got heads.
All right, so we got Buffalo or Minnesota as a full team going into – they're both perennial playoff teams at this point. So, Buffalo or Minnesota, who do you got?
Probably going to be proven wrong this Sunday, but I think the Bills, the momentum the Bills are building right now, crazy. Cousins has been a mainstay on my fantasy team back in the day and won me some money. Can he keep keep not hurting the team and helping the team? Because if they just have to depend on their defense and their running, as they get into the colder months in Minnesota, I don't think they're going to do it. I think Buffalo's got the momentum, and I think
doesn't Minnesota have a dome?
No, didn't they get out of the dome?
I thought it was the other way around.
They had the Superdome. I mean, they had the Metrodome. And I think didn't they play the Super Bowl outside on that cold ass field?
Nope, that was in New York.
No, the Patriots.
U.S. Bank Stadium is a dome.
How come they played the Super Bowl in the cold? Didn't they?
No, that was when it was in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
No, because I remember all the Radio Row was at the mall, the big mall.
Yes. Built on the former site of Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, the indoor stadium opened in 2016 and is home of the Minnesota Vikings. So, yes, it is an indoor stadium.
So it opened that year and they used it that year?
Yes.
But I could have sworn they played with the dome open.
For the Super Bowl in February in Minnesota, probably not.
I wouldn't have. Either way, I think I like Buffalo.
I'm going to say Buffalo as well for the sole fact of I do not trust Kirk Cousins under any circumstance. Josh Allen, we haven't had an opportunity to not trust him, so I can't not trust him until he gives me the reason.
Yeah.
He started off the season very bad as a quarterback, and since then's thrown, one interception after the first 5 games? Where he threw 5 interceptions?
He's relying on his legs more, which could end up hurting him. But for now, it's he's not making mistakes where they're losing games like they were in the beginning. And Cousins is the same boat, but like you said, I don't trust him long term as I trust
The
Josh
biggest
Allen.
difference between Josh Allen and a mobile running quarterback such as Lamar Jackson is Josh Allen only seems to run the ball to extend a play. Lamar Jackson runs the ball to be a play.
Which is
Gonna catch up to him.
Gonna catch
It's only a matter of time. Personally, I can't wait to be proven so right with all the trash I've talked about this. Oh, it's going to be the greatest moment of my on-air career because I am going to gloat.
He's going to dive in
Absolute-
the end zone, get his
Absolutely.
head knocked off.
I cannot wait to
But
be
win
proven
the
right
Super Bowl.
about Lamar Jackson. It's going to happen.
Mr. Jake Ham.
It's only a matter of time.
There it is.
And I'm going to gloat not about his injury because he's going to get injured. It's going to be tragic because he is a rising superstar of the NFL. But once he gets injured, I'm going to gloat that I was right. And I was right all along.
Very good.
Whew.
Just like Fred Smirlis every year. Patriots
Sorry,
gonna
I
win
saw
the
him
Super
hit the
Bowl.
camera and I had to go on my rant. That's what it's there for.
Oh, that's the Jake's rant cam.
We got to get that sponsored by like Chick-fil-A or something.
Yes, we do.
Oh, if I could get a free chicken sandwich out of this, I'm in.
I'm partial to Popeyes, but
I don't
everybody
like their
yells-
chicken
everybody
sandwich.
yells
It's
at me.
not as good as everybody says.
See, I don't get the chicken sandwich at Popeyes.
I
get
love Popeye's
everything else.
chicken, but not their chicken sandwich. I'll take a tender from Popeyes any day, though.
Yeah, Popeyes. They used to have one in the Pheasant Lane Mall back when I worked there in the '80s, but then they disappeared and they finally started coming back up north.
Yeah, they're back in Nashua. So the Ravens took the number 1 seed away from the Patriots this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Do the
Yeah.
Patriots get it back?
Number 1 seed.
Yep.
They are a wagon right now. They're just going. They're just everything's clicking. The defense is playing great. The 49ers have a good defense, and they tried to stop them. They couldn't stop them. I mean, everybody in New England was hoping that the 49ers would knock his head off or something, but I don't think the Super Bowl is going to go through Baltimore. You have to go. I mean, the Patriots will have one home game, and then they'll have to go to Baltimore, unless Baltimore somehow gets upset.
All right, that kind of fed into my next question I had for you. The Bills potentially have a chance to take the AFC East.
They do.
Mathematically speaking, they're only a game behind. So if they were to upset the Ravens and then go into New England, or is the game in New England? Did they beat? Yeah, okay. So go into New England and beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
They have that AFC East championship.
They do.
And probably the number 2 seed at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's possible that the Patriots could host a wild card game, not have a bye, and that's not the recipe that they want. It's not the blueprint that they've drawn up.
If
and
they're in the
have had
wild card
success
round,
with.
they're a one and done.
I think they can win at home.
One and done.
You mean they
Also,
show?
if they're in the wild card round, they're going to be the away team. They're not going to be in New England, no matter who they face.
It's true.
They will be a
It's
5 or
it's
6
stupid
seed.
seeding. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be an away game. And now you're looking at versus either Kansas City or it looks like Houston. But already lost to Houston.
Yeah.
We'll see about Kansas City this weekend. And then the Bills have the perennial matchup with the Ravens for the AFC Championship because I don't see Kansas City's defense holding up in the playoffs. However, they'll hold up enough to beat the Patriots because the Patriots' offense is nothing. And Houston is the only wild card in all of this because no matter who the other physical wild card is in the AFC, they're no match for either Houston, New England, who can outcoach you. That's the only saving grace they have this year. They can outcoach.
Defense.
Defense wins championships until you're versing Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Well, if your time of possession is you're out there all the time. I mean, the bend but don't break mentality breaks. You can't. Your offense has to keep you off the field a little bit. They have to do something.
The Patriots offense isn't exactly doing that.
No, but I think the points that the defense has been giving up is indicative of the crappy offense that can't stay on the field.
Well, I don't see the Ravens losing that number 1 seed now that they've got it. They're going to roll through Buffalo. No defense is equipped to actually deal with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so far.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
No defense is built this year to beat Lamar Jackson. So, short of any massive game plan changes by defense and a structure change mid-season, which is highly unlikely, there's a good chance we're going to see Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's now it's going to come down to
As long as Lamar Jackson stays healthy.
having enough tape on Lamar Jackson, shredding top defenses, having that on tape, trying to come up with a different plan, and adding weather into it. Buffalo is going to be the single digits, windy. That could slow down anybody. If he is slowed down where they can kind of keep him in the pocket and he's forced to be a pocket quarterback, then he turns into the quarterback that you think he is. Overrated. And
He has no actual arm.
and accuracy is
The only reason his receivers get open is because they're too busy worrying about Lamar Jackson running.
right.
So
They're
Marquise Hollywood Brown. The only reason he gets open is because they are QB spying to the wrong side 90% of the time, mind you. So you get the QB side on the left side of the field. Lamar Jackson's running to the right. Marquise Goodwin is wide open downfield. It's the absolute only reason.
Love it.
I love that camera.
The J Cam.
And the best part is the whole looking directly into it. I love it.
Sorry.
I literally caught that through the corner of my eye, just
Boom.
like a cat.
Right at that thing. So, I forgot what I was going to say about it. So I was so pumped up about that camera.
The camera adds a really nice
So
touch.
a lot of teams are putting a spy on him, like you said, but they're putting the kind of person that can't, even if you knew where he was going, like they didn't. Patriots should have put Jamie Collins on him and said, "Here's your game plan, Jamie Collins," and it should have had a 1 page, 1 word, Jackson. That's your job. He's the
contain
only guy
Jackson.
in that team that could have had a chance to keep him relatively contained. The other teams have nobody to do that. Like you said, a lot of the receivers are wide open. They're doing comebacks because they do their routes. Nothing's open. He makes more time. They're coming back. They're improvising. There's not schemes that are beating other teams. It's he's keeping the play alive, and they're afraid that he's going to run, and then the receivers are just, doing whatever they want to get open, and they're doing a lot of comebacks. They're doing a lot of things where it's like, oh, I did my little in route, and then he makes some room, and he goes like this, and then just Hollywood. That's how he's getting his catches. They're just saying, oh, you did your little in route. Well, I'm still running. I still have the ball. You might as well go long now. And he throws a bomb and he catches it.
Baltimore quite literally has the most overrated quarterback of this generation
Wow.
matched up with the most overrated wide receiver of this year. Yes, Lamar Jackson is the most overrated quarterback of this.
That deserves a Jake Cameron.
Lamar Jackson is the most overrated quarterback of this generation. It's only a matter of time before I get proven right.
Wow.
I love that camera
And
so
that-
much.
And that's with the people who thought Manziel was going to be good. He's more of a fraud than Manziel. He's more of a fraud
I
than
never
Baker
said
Mayfield.
Manziel was going to be good.
No, not you. I'm
Oh,
saying,
okay.
You said overrated of this generation. He was one of those highly rated quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield is a less of a fraud than Lamar
Mayfield, no.
Jackson?
Mayfield is a solid quarterback with the worst coach in the history of the NFL.
That's pretty true. He's going to lose OBJ.
OBJ and his job. Let's not forget about his job.
No, I mean, Baker Mayfield's going to lose OBJ.
Oh, I don't think OBJ is going anywhere once they get a real coach in here next year.
Ooh, well, Daniels.
Potentially Josh McDaniels.
After the Patriots implode. Could be.
We might as well just skip that. We talked about Buffalo there. So Ron Rivera got fired, which puts an interesting note on the Cam Newton.
I've been calling for it when I was sitting over there.
Yeah, you have. Now, Ron Rivera's potentially an overrated coach. They made it to the Super Bowl, and they let him keep his job for like 4 more years.
From 2011 to 2019.
Yep.
76 wins, 63 losses.
Hey, it's above 500. That's a plus.
That doesn't get you job security. That gets you anywhere but Carolina, apparently. That gets you job security. Here are the coaches. From 95 to 98, Capers, 30 and 34. 99 to 2001, Seifert. Forgot all about that guy.
Yeah.
16 and 32. John Fox, 2002 to 2010, 73 and 71, over 500. And was regarded as a very good coach. Didn't show it. And Rivera, somehow, with his longevity, 76 and 63, like a 550.
It's almost like owners are afraid to fire coaches after a 4th or 5th year.
Just
in this
team.
day and age.
Just this team.
No, not just his team. Look at Hugh Jackson. He lasted way longer than he should have. The dude from Cincinnati.
Yeah, Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, he lasted way longer. Jason Garrett. God, Jason Garrett should have been fired 5 years ago. He's still kicking around. He's probably not making it through or to the end of the season, but
he's been coaching for 5 years.
Jason Garrett?
Yeah.
He's been there at least 10 at this point.
Wow. Because he's such a nothing.
He's such a yes man.
But he's like a nothing that you don't even know he's coaching. It's like you could say, oh yeah, Dallas. Who's coaching again? Who's that coach?
He's been the coach since he's been the coach since. Why is it telling me Miami? Jason Garrett. Give me the season he took over. There we go. 2007.
Wow.
He became the head coach in 2010.
That's crazy.
So he's been there for 9 years. 5 more than he should have been.
Oh, we got an email from a fan.
Oh, God. I'm scared.
He just wants us to talk about the Ravens versus Seattle. I guess that's what he thinks the Super Bowl is going to be.
Ravens in Seattle?
Apparently.
I'm really high on the Saints going to the Super Bowl. Really high. The Seattle, Russell Wilson should be the MVP this year.
Yeah.
But I see the Saints hands down taking the NFC with Drew Brees, mind you. This is not if Teddy Bridgewater were to somehow end up coming back into this season because Drew Brees goes down again. No. With Teddy Bridgewater, they don't make the Super Bowl. With Drew Brees, they make the Super Bowl. It's about time Drew Brees gets another Super Bowl.
You think they put their inconsistencies behind them this year? You think they're on a roll?
New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they were for a little while.
It took Brees coming back and getting back in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Brees.
I guess. I mean,
Brees needed to get back in the rhythm. I mean, yeah, they won the first game with Brees, but that's to be expected when they beat up on a horrible team.
It seems like the AFC, which we wouldn't have never said at the beginning of the year, the AFC has the best teams.
The AFC is stacked.
Which we would have never said that at the beginning of the year.
Oh, we have an AB post. These are my favorite things.
Oh, did he? Today?
Yep. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to my family, friends, and anyone who I offended. I never once meant to make anyone feel that I wasn't thankful and appreciative of the opportunity that I was afforded to play the game I love. I've worked hard over the years to earn a He's trying to get back in the NFL. That's all this is. I'm going to cut that off and right there say he's trying to get back in the NFL.
Yeah. If Dallas hasn't taken you by now, no one's taken you.
I don't know. Oakland's pretty desperate, and they already owe him money. They already owe him money. Just like the Patriots. They already owe him money. Might as well.
I think the chances of Mike Mayock taking him back
God, no. He has a better chance coming back to New England.
Exactly.
Which also isn't happening.
No, I mean, the one scenario I could see the Patriots doing this and trying to save face, because going out of town, Brown shooting his mouth off offended Kraft. So
That's
he hasn't really effectively apologized to Kraft.
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh no, there was definitely after that a public apology. You have to believe there was a behind closed doors apology, phone call, whatever.
Maybe
There's no
phone
way
call.
he made that specific apology at the request of the Patriots after some backdoor politics bull crap.
But why make him do it if you're not going to bring him back?
Because they're still waiting for the NFL to finish their investigation, which is supposed to, if I remember correctly, lined up. It's supposed to be done and over with within the next 2 weeks.
I think it's one of the chicken versus the egg. I think NFL's waiting for someone to pick him up so they can just say, "Oh, you picked him up? That's too bad. He's on the list. He can't play." But one scenario I can see is if somehow Bob Kraft, with his recent misgivings this past summer, and the Antonio Brown
Recent
thing,
misgivings. All right.
maybe he says, "I'm retiring as president of the Patriots, giving the reins to my son Jonathan," and then Jonathan makes the call and says, "AB, get on a plane. You're coming back."
Okay. The only
Kraft
problem I have with
saves
that,
face. The organization's still going to catch crap.
Brady's gone at the end of the year.
Unless you tell Brady, we got Monty Cooper, OBJ, these guys are going to come, and we're going to trade for these guys. Well, Cooper's a free agent,
Yeah.
and we're going to trade for OBJ. Unless you can give him that piece of paper, he's gone.
Brady is most definitely gone no matter what. And they don't have the money to sign Brady, take on the OBJ contract, sign Cooper, and bring AB back. None of that's possible.
Well,
They have $45 million as it stands right now, and if they re-sign Brady, they're looking at like 15.
Yeah, but the cap is garbage.
Oh, yeah,
They'll
it's
make
absolutely-
they can make it work if
yeah.
they wanted to. I mean, Slater is a $9 million hit. You can say, "Bye-bye, Slater. Come back for a $1 million deal. Help out the team."
Depends on the dead money.
He's got no dead money. He's been here so long.
That doesn't matter. It's
So,
all about the how the contract, the
his
newest
contract-
contract is structured.
Yeah, I think his contract is so old that there's no dead money on him, and he takes like a $9 million hit.
Well, I was gonna say they can't just cut Stephon Gilmore.
No,
He's like a $19 million cap
no,
hit.
they won't be doing that.
Oh no, that would be stupid. Absolutely stupid. But that's not gonna happen.
None of those guys shouldn't take any pay cuts unless they said Cooper and we're trading for OBJ, and we're trading for Lyndon Johnson, the president. We're trading for OBJ, and we're going to get Amani Cooper, and Brady's going to stay. We need you and you and you and you to restructure your deal. Okay, that sounds pretty cool, but is that going to happen?
No. No.
It doesn't happen in sports. It just doesn't. If you would have told, to jump over to a different sport, if you'd have told Al Horford and Mook Morris, Kyrie's not coming back, do you want to resign here? They would have said, sure.
Oh, okay. First off, basketball is a whole different animal, and they already knew Kyrie wasn't coming back. Kyrie knew Kyrie wasn't coming back last summer.
Horford wasn't
Oh,
sure.
yes, he did.
He
He
wasn't sure.
absolutely knew. But this is a football show. We'll talk about this off air.
But the things that go through Kyrie's head, you never know. Al Horford said that if he knew Kyrie wasn't coming back, he would just would.
Are you telling me that Golden State didn't know Durant was bailing on them? Yo, they did. That's how
Oh, they knew.
basketball works. Everyone knows everything a year in advance.
They knew.
Everyone knew Leonard was leaving Toronto to go to L.A. 2 years ago. Before he was even in Toronto. The trade was a formality that brought Toronto a championship.
Right, but they thought he was going to the Lakers. That LA team.
I mean, they also thought Kyrie and KD were going to the Knicks. So,
Dolan's too stupid. Anyway, that's a different
fact.
different.
Back to football. So I don't know if I've said this on air yet. I know I've said it to my friends. I know I've said it in various places. But I firmly believe that at the end of this season, Brady Breeze, Rodgers, Manning, and Rivers, and potentially Stafford all retire. They're all going out together in a blaze of glory. Potentially, Stafford's the question mark.
If Drew Brees wins, he doesn't want to come back.
If Drew Brees does anything, he doesn't want to come back. He's also up there in age.
Oh, yeah, they're all
We
up there
talk
in
about
age.
Brady being old, but we all forget that, I think he's 40. He's either 39 or 40. Brees is not that far behind Brady.
It's such a cushy gig down there. Maybe he does.
Rodgers
he
is just
does.
done with literally football. You can see it in the way he plays. Manning, he might start this week, but
He's been done for
he
a
got
while.
benched.
Yeah, a lot of people, when you said Manning, a lot of people like, Peyton retired a long time.
No, Eli's still in the league.
Yeah, he still plays.
Phillip Rivers' contract runs up and he has like 13 children. He's got to go home.
I can't see him coming back
No.
for any reason.
Nope. So all 5 of them, this generation is just about over. Now, real quick, do you know the list of quarterbacks hitting free agency off the top of your head?
Brady.
Yep. Brady, Rivers, Mariota, Winston, Prescott.
Rivers. I
So
know.
real quick, let's play a game. Who goes where? Let's say Brady and Rivers both retire.
I think the teams, well, like free agents or what
Yes.
is- all right.
Bridgewater is also on that list
Yeah, I
of
was gonna
free
say
agents.
Bridgewater.
Fitzpatrick.
I think if you're not counting
So,
draft picks, I think
All 5 guys that I just named retire.
all right. Well, Bridgewater will probably stay. It worked out for him.
Yep.
He probably stays in Louisiana, and then
I agree.
we have
Dak gets franchise tagged in Dallas,
yep.
so he stays. Now that
Yeah.
leaves.
Mariota goes back out to L.A.
So you think he goes to the Chargers?
Goes to the Chargers.
Okay. Now, mind you, all the teams that need a quarterback are also on this conversation.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
So Titans are they're not gonna continue with Tannehill, are they?
God, no.
So they
Tannehill's
need
also a
somebody.
free agent.
So they need somebody.
They draft.
Think they draft?
Lower first round draft pick, yes. Miami's going to take either Burrow or Tua, depending on where they fall in the draft. Cincinnati's taking the other one.
Tua might not be able to play till 2021.
Yeah, but Miami's entire thing this year was tank for Tua, and he's still going to be a top 10 pick, regardless of when he can play.
Yeah, I was never a big Tua guy, but
Neither am I.
yeah,
He's another quarterback just like Jackson. Not a fan. I like the kid Burrow, though. And
Yeah.
he's probably going to Cincinnati.
yikes. Good,
Only
have
because
fun
of
with
Tua's
that.
injury, though.
Have enjoyed Cincinnati.
Yeah. So where does Winston land? There's no way he's not going to be playing next year. He's going to be on a team. But what team?
The Titans give him a look-see.
No. God, no. Mariota and Winston are too similar. They just failed with Mariota. Why are they going to bring in a guy that failed in Tampa Bay that's the exact same prototype?
If Stafford leaves, does they kick the tires on him in Detroit?
Well, Matt Patricia and whoever is GM are just too stupid to actually bring in somebody decent, so they're probably going to end up with like Ryan Fitzpatrick. I have a
They'll
place in
get
mind.
Tannehill. They'll have Tannehill.
Yeah, probably.
They'll get Tannehill.
I have a place in mind for Winston.
Does it have to do with Canada?
No,
All right.
no, he's not going. What?
Wow, we're
Where'd our old
messing
logo just
around
come
with the
from?
logos. Where's he going?
Winston ends up in New England
You think so?
if Brady
Belichick
retires.
likes a reclamation project if it doesn't cost him much.
You get a quarterback like Jameis Winston in New England for, let's say, $20 million. Oh, $20 million. That sounds familiar.
Is that
maybe-
Garoppolo?
No, Garoppolo made like 26.
I'd rather have Brissett back.
Well, that's not going to happen. He just signed 4 years.
You know.
So, I'd say Winston, because God forbid the Patriots try to draft another quarterback. Please don't.
How about Stid the Kid?
Oh, we're taking that serious?
Stid the Kid, baby.
I didn't know Jared Stidham was an actual serious consideration for quarterback.
I think some people think so, but
When a guy's Madden overall is 57, he cannot be considered serious.
57. Wow.
Yeah.
That means you can't even run.
No.
And this kid can run in real life.
Yeah, I usually cut him when I start a franchise if I'm the Patriots, but I typically start a franchise with like Cincinnati or Minnesota. I like projects.
Yeah.
I thought Minnesota was going to be more of a project when I started that franchise. They're just good.
I used to, back in the old days when you used to start franchises with Madden or NHL, whatever year, I used to just pick me and all my friends' names. I used to wave everybody and just make play. Can you still make a player?
Honestly, I haven't seen that feature in like 10
You
years.
could make a player, and they would give you all these points, and you could make like a 99 rated person at every position.
Oh, I
And
remember.
just name them after one of your friends, and then you'd have a team of all your friends and you, and then you just play.
I did that back in like Madden 06. Yeah, I did that.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Now, usually, I'll just take over a team, and unless it's Minnesota, because I like Minnesota's purple color scheme, I will completely relocate them and recolor them and rename them just because I can.
The
New England
Greens-
Patriots are now the Arizona Razorbacks. I don't know.
The Greensboro Game Changers.
Literally. I just change everything about them.
Just ruins leagues.
Yeah, I started. So I'm an in the closet Jacksonville fan. We all know this by now. And I always start a franchise with Jacksonville. First thing I do is try to trade for like Will Greer or something because I hate Nick Foles.
I had Maurice Jones-Drew on a lot of my fantasy teams. Big fan of his.
So
Back in the
that
day.
will segue us into this running back conversation.
Hey.
Look at that. So Derrick Henry's out here setting history in these last couple weeks. Wait for the picture. There it is. So
There he is.
in Derrick Henry's last 3 games,
Look at how fast he is.
Week 10 against the Chiefs, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. Week 12 against the Jaguars, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. Week 13 against the Colts, 149 yards and a touchdown. He became just the 5th player in NFL history to rush for at least 145 yards and a touchdown in 3 consecutive games. If you had to take a guess as to who the other 4 people that have done it are, who would you think? 3 out of the 4 of them are Hall of Famers.
All right. Marcus Allen.
No.
Emmitt Smith.
No.
Barry Sanders.
No.
Poop.
This is a fun game. One of them is still active as well. So 3 Hall of Famers and 1 that is still active.
Tomlinson.
Nope.
Gore.
No.
Son of a. Huh.
He's 0 for 5 right now. This is a good one.
Dorsett.
No.
Trying to think who would that much. Well, is one of them the other Titans running back there? Chris.
No, not Chris Johnson.
Yes, not Chris
Nope.
Johnson.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer and he's not active.
Wow. Give me one.
All right, so one of the Hall of Famers, O.J. Simpson.
145 plus yards with 1 touchdown.
3 straight, with at least 1 touchdown in 3 straight
straight
games.
weeks. Walter Payton.
Nope. Think Oakland.
Not Bo Jackson.
Nope.
And not Marcus Allen.
Nope.
What's wrong with me?
Let me double check that to make sure it is actually Oakland. Because, you know, there's a certain point of history that I forget. Cleveland. Sorry, Cleveland.
Jim Brown?
Yep.
All right.
And,
Wow.
the last one played for the Rams.
Marshall Falk?
Nope.
Eric Dickerson.
Yes. And now just the active one. So what active running back has done it?
One active running back who's old.
Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up.
Who's old?
Off of the top of my head, I can think of 3 teams he's played for.
It's not Tomlinson or Gore.
Well, Thomason's not active anymore.
He doesn't play with Jets?
No.
Oh, that's right. They have
Le'Veon Bell.
right.
Tomlinson hasn't played in the better part of like 6 years.
Well, him and Bell went to the Jets when they had nothing left in the tank, so I get them mixed up sometimes.
And no, the answer's not Bell.
He's on his 3rd or 4th team?
Yeah, he's not a starter anymore.
Huh. I don't know.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably another Hall of Famer right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he joined Elite Company.
He's a big boy.
He is.
Tough to tackle. I mean, you got nowadays your linebackers are 6'3", 240, run a 4.2 40, and now this guy's coming at him, knocking him down. Reminded me, harken back to the Eddie George days.
Eddie George.
I was looking to see if running backs with similar build and how long they lasted in the league. And I came up with Eddie George, who's a 9-year pro. Just under 13,000 yards, played 9 seasons, 6'3", 240 pounds, where Henry is listed as 6'3", 238. I think by now he's probably about 220. But
He's listed at 247 here.
which one?
Henry.
Is that Football Reference?
Yeah, Pro Football Reference. 6'3", 247.
Huh. I thought I was on Football Reference. Anywho, I don't think he's 247 right now. Did you put that picture back up?
He does not look 247.
He's not too. No. I mean, he's a specimen, but
He's definitely bigger than your average running back.
yeah,
There's no doubting that, but he does not look 247.
I'd still say 220. Anyway, yeah. So getting all those yards every game on a team that you know has to run because you have Tannehill, and you still can't stop him. It's pretty impressive.
So I'm looking at Derrick Henry's stats right now. He's already set career highs in rush attempts, yards, and he's 1 away from tying his touchdowns, which means that offense is now effectively running through him. And there's no way around that.
Yeah.
And it's running backs are making a comeback.
Yeah, that's a good.
Henry doesn't even lead the league in rushing yards. Cook's ahead of him.
Yeah.
McCaffrey's ahead of him. I can't think of any 1,000-yard rushes off the top of my head besides them. I'm going to look that up.
And McCaffrey's almost got same stats as a receiver.
McCaffrey's insane this year.
That's a player. That's a player. Belichick wish he had.
Oh, wow. McCaffrey doesn't even have the most yards anymore. So, running backs with over 1,000 yards, what do we just started week 14, right?
Yep.
So, 6th place, Dalvin Cook, 1,046. 5th, rookie, probably rookie of the year at this point. I can't fight Trevor when he said that a couple weeks ago. Josh Jacobs? Josh.
Jacob.
Josh sounds right.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Jacobs, Oakland's rookie running back, 1,061. Ezekiel Elliott, 1,071. That Cowboys played last night, though, so.
Yeah, but that's like if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, did it fall? If Ezekiel Elliott runs for 1,000 yards and no one cares, does it actually happen?
Derrick Henry has 1,140 in 3rd. McCaffrey's in 2nd with 1,167. And Nick Chubb leads the league with 1,175. This list really goes to show that your running back doesn't mean anything in your
Cleveland
offense.
has no business being that bad. That is so ridiculous.
The problem is Nick Chubb only has 7 touchdowns, where you have Dalvin Cook and McCaffrey both have 12. Derrick Henry has 11. Ezekiel Elliott has 9. And Jacobs also has 7.
Ezekiel Elliott, clown. Dallas. Just love to watch them fail.
It's the greatest thing in sports right now.
Besides watching the Yankees fail, watching Dallas fail. Makes my heart warm inside. My little Grinch heart.
Bah humbug.
When Dallas loses or the Yankees lose, my Grinch heart grows 5 sizes. I enjoy a Dallas win more than a Patriots. I enjoy a Dallas loss more than a Patriots win.
You must be partying this season away.
Yeah, have friends. Everybody's got a friend who's a Cowboys fan. Oh, I'm a Cowboys fan
literally.
because they were like I'm a little older than you. So during the 90s,
you are?
During the 90s, everybody was like, Patriots, and they just picked the team who was winning. You know, bandwagon jumpers. So all these people that claim to be Dallas Cowboy fans over the years, they still are, and I just love crapping all over them. Love it. Love it. Clowns.
Love it.
Clowns.
The Dallas Clowns?
Yeah, they should change the name to the Dallas Clowns.
All right. So, on the outside, looking in. That's my intro. That's my intro to the segment. I'm going to forget that next week, but... AFC, NFC, who you got?
I think I changed them. It's been a while.
It's been,
AFC.
I also think I changed them.
Titans.
Ooh.
Starting to play well.
Do you think they take the wild card or the division?
No, I think they maybe be able to take the wild card. I used to have Indy in that one, but souring on Indy.
See, I still have Indy.
Do you?
I do. And I think they win the division. Because that division is just awful.
Yeah, it is a bad division.
Houston is good.
Yeah.
However, I got no follow-up to that, to be honest.
But are they done playing each other? Houston?
I believe they have one left.
If it's in Houston, forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you got in the NFC?
Surprisingly, I picked the Rams.
No. Nope.
Because of how crappy the NFC turned out to be, they could just sneak in there.
Yeah, so can literally any team besides the Giants in the NFC East.
I think there's only the website I was looking at had the teams that were eliminated. And I think there was like only 3 or 4.
In the AFC, there's 2. In the NFC, there's 4.
Yeah.
So
week 14, there's only 4 teams that.
Whoever comes out of the NFC East is going to be 8-8 at best.
And they're going to have a bye. I mean, they're going to host a game.
It's going to be
somebody
Philly.
that's like 10-6.
Yeah, it's going to be Philly though.
Yeah.
And the Philly's going to overtake Dallas.
And Philly will probably win at home.
Hopefully. I mean, no, I kind of want to see Minnesota take a deep run for once.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Philly anymore either. I used to not hate Philly, but they're just too annoying. Their fans, their team, stop. Stop with your new franchise killer. Everybody, when they beat the Patriots,
Carson Wentz is another super overrated quarterback.
Yeah,
man. They should have kept Foles because Foles was right for the system. That's the only reason they won that Super Bowl.
Yep.
However, they let him walk to Jacksonville, and now he's probably not going to spend another year in Jacksonville. And Jacksonville needs to stop wasting money on quarterbacks.
Jacksonville might end up in London.
Probably not, if we're being honest.
They might move.
At this point, the NFL should probably start a European league.
They have before, and it was awful.
Yeah, well, you have all the talent wanting to play in America because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
But then again, you can't also sustain 32 quarterbacks, so the NFL shouldn't be thinking about expanding anytime soon.
They had the NFL Europe, and they played in the spring, and they ended in the summer, and it was like the Rhinos from like Germany and the Barcelona Knights. It was
when was
horrible.
This?
Horrible.
Was I alive for this?
it up. 90s?
I was going to say, the joys of
When
being
were you born?
25 is I literally have no idea what he's talking about.
When were you born?
1994.
Let's see when it didn't last long.
I can't imagine it did.
NFL Europe. Let's good old Wiki. Here's Wiki.
Good old Wikipedia.
Bum, bum. Oh, what is that?
Ooh,
Ugh.
ooh, ooh. Is it the They Want Money ad?
Founded 89. Inaugural season 91. They played until 2007.
What?
Canada, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, the UK. The U.S. had a team? What? These are the countries that were involved.
What?
You know,
Was
The
it like for
Hamburg-
not good enough NFL players?
the last champion was the Hamburg Sea Devils. Now, when you think of Hamburg, Germany, is it Germany?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think of
Hamburg's in
their
Germany.
You think of their Sea Devils.
North
they have-
American teams: Birmingham Fire,
Yes.
Montreal Machine, New York, New Jersey Knights, Ohio. Okay, so the last North American team was the San Antonio Riders, the Sacramento Surge.
Hey, that's not NFL Europe.
No,
Is it-
what is it then?
That must have been that other league that they tried not too long ago. This was,
The World League of American Football.
yeah, that's
is
not
what
it. That's not it. This is NFL Europe.
I straight up looked up NFL Europe, and this is what came up.
Yeah, go to Wiki and look it up. NFL Europe. World League of American Football redirects here for other uses. So, it's going to show a couple of teams, a couple of leagues, but National Football League was funding it. Started in 91, ended in 2007. Please honk your horn if you knew that in 2007 there was an NFL Europe. There's a Frankfurt team. The Frankfurt Galaxy won 4 titles.
Jason Garrett played for the San Antonio Riders with JBL from the WWE.
See,
This is
that's-
great.
That's not, and that's the other league. This is
Yeah.
the
I don't really care.
London
This is
Monarchs.
great.
The London Monarchs
London Monarchs.
was a team.
Let's see.
It won't even give me
I was
a
gonna say,
roster.
Anything gonna be like
Head coaches. Oh, I gotta see this.
Larry Keenan, Ray Wilsey, Bobby Hammond, and Lionel Taylor?
Never heard of these clowns.
I believe Lionel Taylor. Yeah, he was a wide receiver. Played for Chicago, Denver, and the Oilers. And then he was coach.
Good
Yeah.
for him.
I knew I noticed that name.
This is gonna be riveting for the fans right now.
Oh, yeah.
Watching.
Phil Alexander was the league's points leader in 1991, who was a kicker.
So the point is, this has been done before, NFL Europe, and it failed fantastically. There is you want to put a game over there of U.S. football with U.S. football players that can play football 1 or 2 times a year, sure, they'll bang out those stadiums. But if you try a league, come on.
There's not enough talent.
No.
Let's say you want to put 8 teams in Europe right now. It's impossible. You don't have the quarterbacks.
You could
The XFL, we're at the XFL now. The XFL can't get decent quarterbacks.
it's the
I like how
interest.
you went for that.
The
Is he gonna
interest
skip?
wasn't there either. The interest isn't there. You could stop the NFL right now, make 8 teams of the best players, 54 men rosters, best players of the 8 teams, put them in Europe. They would last a year, maybe a year. The interest isn't there. It's not there. You want to put
We
a
don't
product
know.
over there for a couple
We can't
of
say
times.
that. We cannot say
Fine.
that. If we get let's say we take the, what? At that, but that's a lot of, I'm not doing math. So let's say we take the best 8 players at every position, or let's cornerback, top 16, put them in Europe. We can't say for a fact that it would not work because now you have the top of the top, the elite of the elite in Europe, and that's going to draw.
Right.
No matter what.
I mean, there's nothing to prove either way, but because it hasn't done it before.
Correct.
But
And it's never going to happen.
I don't see the way to do it is make every week 2 teams go there. So every week there's a game there. And I bet you by November, December, there'll be half open stadiums because it's a nice little event. It's cool. You get yourself a nice little
they do 3
Chicago Bears
games a year.
hat. But I don't see the interest in American football. They play soccer all year long over there. There's some league going on at some time, all the time in Europe. And I don't see football bringing fans there to see them because in Europe,
Well, football destroyed baseball, so it's possible.
Well, baseball destroyed baseball.
You're 100% correct on that.
But, I mean, NBA has grown exponentially worldwide in the same time that baseball is. I mean, you can't even say American baseball is like American football is the best. American basketball is the best. If we send our best players, you know, we didn't win the last gold medal, whatever it was, the WB, whatever it was. But if we
World
sent our
Baseball
best
Classic?
players, if we sent the best players, we'd win. Okay, stop it with the Europeans. Stop. Baseball, we send our best players sometimes when we have those leagues, and we get beat by Dominican, we get beat by China, we get beat by Taiwan.
Do I need to remind you of the NHL?
Well, that's always been international.
I was going to say, we get our asses kicked by Canada, Sweden, Finland.
The men do. The women kick ass.
As of the last, 10 years.
Yeah, 20. Maybe a little bit more. Soccer, the women kick ass.
Surprisingly.
International sports that men leagues in the United States suck at, the women thrive in. Hockey. They're right there every year to get the gold medal. And every Olympics.
Technically, so is the U.S. men's team. But then they typically get railroaded. Finland. Finland is amazing.
Yeah.
God forbid Tuukka Rask does anything in the NHL to win a championship. But, oh, man, put him on Team Finland, and he's the best you've ever seen.
So you're saying that the Finnish league is better than the NHL?
Literally, no.
Probably more fun to watch.
Probably.
Because
probably
they don't
more
play
violent.
a lot of defense. They just fly around like nuts.
That's kind of what happens in the NHL these days.
I don't watch anymore. I'm anti-Bruin, so I don't watch anymore.
Wow.
Someday we'll discuss why.
One day. So, we're going to do to QB or not to QB, but we're going to sum this down to who are you taking and who are you just erasing from the league? One guy.
One guy that I would take, one guy that I would erase from the league.
Yep.
I wish I'd have known that ahead of time.
Yeah, well, I just came up with it off the top of my head.
I like it. I like it. I would. Well, I don't think he's the worst quarterback, but I hate Dallas so much. I would say erase that.
So you're going to erase Dak Prescott on the sole grounds that you don't like Dallas.
You know why? They made a big effing deal about his stupid pregame hip twist thing. You've seen this.
Yeah, of course.
Wow, look at Dak Prescott. This is why he's such a good quarterback, because he goes,
Because he can twist the hip.
Wow, look at him twist. What a clown.
So, by the way, my guys in my Discord chat for the Game Changer apparently liked our NFL in Europe segment.
Did they?
Yeah.
I bet they didn't know there was an NFL Europe either.
I bet they didn't either.
There's been a few attempts at alternate NFL leagues, starting with the USFL. Trump started it. Another failure by that asshat.
The XFL the first time.
What?
XFL the first time.
The first SFL, which they didn't finish the season. I thought they should have finished the season. It was entertaining. It was
AFL also did not finish this. Okay, first off, in the XFL, when you have your 37th quarterback because they're all injured, you cannot finish a season.
They could throw anybody in there.
Literally, that's what they had to do.
It was Saturday night. It was interesting to watch that on Saturday night because I don't watch college football.
Neither do I.
But I think it was in the spring. So it was either that or, Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. Watching that. So
back on subject. If I'm erasing any quarterback from the league,
because after you name him, tell me because he sucks or you hate him.
Because he sucks.
Okay.
What happened over there?
It's all right.
What was that popping sound?
That chair pops.
Oh, I do that every week.
That
Okay,
was
so
just-
because he sucks,
Yeah.
I'm taking Ryan Fitzpatrick out of the league.
I was almost going to say that. It's like, enough of this clown. Enough
he's
of
been
Ryan
on
Fitzpatrick.
More than a quarter of the league at this point, and he's just not good. I'm wiping him from existence.
Enough is enough. How about I'll take another one. Enough is enough. Stop trying to come back. Robert Griffith III.
He's not even trying to come back. He's a backup in Baltimore.
Just
And he's
stop.
only there because he has the same style as Lamar Jackson and they can practice against it on both teams. That's the only reason he's there.
Just stop. It's enough.
He's
Enough's
not
enough.
even trying to come back. This doesn't make sense.
No, he's a quarterback and he's in the league. So stop it.
He's not a starter.
No, I didn't
He's
know.
only there for a specific reason.
I didn't know you said starter. Did you say starter?
I didn't. But it's just like, there's no point to group him in because he's there for a specific reason to do a specific thing to fill in if and when Lamar Jackson gets hurt, he can fill in.
Never at a loss for opinions about the Ravens or Jamal Jackson. Never. All right, so who's your can't live without quarterback? Gotta have him.
Right now, and the way I take this question that I built myself is, if I was starting a team right now, who do I want? What quarterback do I want right now? Now, depending on how you look at it, it can go any which way. Do you want to build the future? Do you want to build the win now? Do you want a 5-year gap? Do you want a 10-year gap? So,
Okay.
I'm taking, ironically enough, Dak Prescott.
All right.
Dak Prescott is a great quarterback with a horrible coach.
If he wasn't on the Cowboys, I'd probably love him.
I just
But,
hate Jason Garrett. He is wasting that team's window.
When I grew up in the 70s, when I was a kid, there was like, you were either a Pittsburgh Steelers fan or a Dallas Cowboy fan, because those are the only two teams that went to the Super Bowl every damn year. So I wasn't a Cowboys fan, and I wasn't really a Steelers fan, but most of my friends were Cowboys fans, and they were all right. I didn't hate them. And then the 90s came, and they traded Herschel Walker for a crap load of picks and made a dynasty. And then I didn't hate
One
them.
of the most famous trades of all time.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
Any sport.
Yeah. I didn't hate them per se. It was their fans. I hate their fans. And by osmosis, I hate the team. So that's where that comes from.
So your hatred of the Dallas Cowboys is by osmosis.
Because hatred of the team. You didn't know you were going to get a botany lesson today.
I might have to get my graphics guy to quote that. My hatred of the Dallas Cowboys is because of osmosis. What?
Osmosis. I'm probably not even using it correctly.
I don't think you are.
Osmosis.
But you said it, and we're going with it.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got for this week.
That's it.
That's it. We're not doing power rankings because, we don't need to anymore.
The Patriots lose. If the Patriots lose Sunday, they would have lost to the division leaders in all of the divisions in the AFC, I believe. I heard that today. They lost
Kansas
to Houston.
City,
they lost
Houston
to,
and
lost to Kansas
Baltimore.
City. So
Yeah.
that's,
Yep.
So that's a something to be looking for.
That does not look good going into the playoffs.
No.
At
And
all.
A 10-2 Patriots this week with the number 2 seed could turn into a wild card week away team.
Yep.
Like this. and it could start this week.
Yeah, they have to be very careful on how they proceed.
Yeah, those are two things to take away. What happens Sunday, and what we'll be talking about next Friday. What's going on next What's going on next Thursday? Not a good games that we have to worry about.
Well, they don't flex Thursday night games, so probably not.
Is there a chance Buffalo plays twice between now and our next show?
Buffalo. Where's Buffalo? Where are they? There they are. They're versus the Ravens at 1 o'clock in Week 14. And we move to Week 15, and Buffalo plays... Oh, Buffalo play the Steelers in primetime on Week 15, Sunday night. And Week 16 is against us, 4:30. Week 17 doesn't matter at that point. So, no.
Nothing big next Thursday, because we like to try to ignore Thursday night games. Well, maybe Trevor will be back. Is Trevor going to be back?
He should be. If he's not, then
doing military things.
I'll kick his teeth in. I don't know. Sounds good.
Doing military things.
Week 14's Thursday night game already happened. Next week's Thursday night game is the Jets and the Ravens. So the Ravens have an easy win there.
They might not even show. Robert Griffin III might play that game. I think he might.
There's no Thursday night game Week 16.
Yeah, it's all over because it's.
Because they have the two Saturday games. Texans and Buccaneers, that's an awful game. And the Rams and 49ers on Saturday, 8:15 primetime.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
I could watch that.
What's the primetime Monday? Ooh! Week 16 primetime Monday matinee. Not really. Matinee's afternoon.
That's good. I was getting excited. I was like, I can watch the game. It's in the afternoon.
8:15 p.m.
No.
An 8:15 p.m. matinee.
Yep.
Packers Vikings.
Yeah, that's a good game.
They are going to be battling for the NFC North.
Mm.
Woo!
Look at that.
That's a good game.
Wow. All right.
All right. That's all we got for you.
That's Jake. I'm Rob. Thanks to Russ, the Wheels of Steel, filling in. I'll be over there next week. Trevor will be sitting here.
Hopefully.
Doing military things.
He wishes.
And that's it. All right.
All right.
I'll push
Have a
the
good
button.
night, guys.